All right, everybody, welcome. The group is here. Finally, we get to do a night class. A lot of people have asked me, hey, can we do something at night? I work in the day. Welcome, everybody. My name's Tim Guerrette. I am the trainer, I guess, educator for tonight. It's always good to have these classes, and it's a little bit later. It's 7:15, but we'll probably be done in about 30 minutes. I just want to go over like 5 questions that you're likely going to see on the state exam. And the reason why I like to do that, I like to make sure that you see these questions, feel comfortable. And when you see them on the exam, you will be like, I remember Tim talking about that. That's always a good thing. Today, if you will notice in our group, I think Hannah Summer passed. There's been so many people who have passed over the last couple of days. It's really cool to see that in the group. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please post them. We want you to post them. If you know the answer to what I'm going to put up there, go ahead and please put it in there. On Facebook, you have to click a little extra thing for StreamYard just to allow it to be seen. And I'd like to put your comment up there. If this is the first time you've ever been on, please, write a little comment. It's always good. We're really glad to see that everybody's here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead on these questions. Please, please, please make your comments. Do what you think you need to do to try to get a little action in here, because we want to make sure everybody is feeling it, right? So we like to have a good time. If you've had any classes with me, you'll know that part of the fun is just being here and having a good time to do it. All right, let's go ahead and just get this going. I'm going to put myself in the corner as long as I can get it. We've got a good one. All right, thank you, Bill. Way to go, Bill. It's good to be on. Perfect. First time. Okay. Thank you. Way to go. We got people on Facebook and we got them on YouTube. So that's a great thing. Let's go ahead and get started. Please put your answers in here if you want, your comments. First time on, I'm on chapter 18 and looking forward to the exam. I love it. Christine, good job. It's my first time I'm on chapter 18 and looking forward to my exam moment. Yes, it's going to be great. Love it on YouTube. Love this on YouTube. That's always good. Makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, first time unit. Put your stuff up there. We always have fun doing this. It's good. We'll probably be on for about a half an hour to 45 minutes. I will ask or answer any questions. On the YouTube channel, there's tons of math stuff. Please don't hesitate to go look at that stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Can't see you on the TV. I'm not on the TV tonight, but that's one thing. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's move forward, all right? Let's look at this very first question. This is going to be an easy one. If you know the answer, go ahead and just put it in the comments. How many members make up FREC? You're probably going to see a FREC question. Whether it's going to be this one, you're going to see one very much like it. How many members that are on FREC? Can anybody tell me? There we go. Facebook user says we've got 7. And I'm going to try to see if I can find out who that Facebook user is as we go, because I'm trying to look at the comments. 777. Bill, Christina, good job. 7, right? Now we're going to break this down a little bit more. We're going to talk a little bit more about the FREC here. You're probably going to get a couple different questions that could pertain to FREC. Albania, good job. Marcia, nice job. Way to go. Let's go ahead and see which one's right. 7 members. We're going to go ahead and break this down a little bit. Now, FREC basically is the Florida Real Estate Commission, right? A lot of thought it was 6, but he's wrong. It's the Florida Real Estate Commission, and it makes up of 5 brokers, professional brokers, and then there's going to be 2 what we call as lay people. Now, when they say lay, they basically have never been licensed. That's important to know. So you've got 5 total professionals. You've got 2 lay members. Those 2 lay members can have never been licensed in real estate. Just real quick in the comments, why would you think? I like that. We get that. Why would you think that they would want to put somebody on the FREC that's a lay member that has never really been involved in real estate? Why do you think they would do that? If you could tell me in the comments. Anybody tell me why they would maybe want to have that? In the comments. They probably do not. They want to make sure that we're getting representative outside just the real estate world. If you get a bunch of people that are just real estate professionals sitting in a room, that's all the stuff you're going to get. Unbiased, right? Unbiased. That's a good one. If you've got people that adds a different view, good job, Bill. It gets people from outside the scope of real estate. Because if somebody, is constantly thinking about how it looks like from the real estate perspective, then it's not going to work very well. Okay, so very good, very good. I'm going to put some of these comments up there. Adds a different view, well-rounded, balance. Okay, I like this. La puts LOL. It's good, unbiased. I think he looked at Marcia's. Okay, so that's a good one. Excellent, good job on that one. Adds a different view. That's very important. Okay, now. There's 5 members that are professionals. There's 2 that are lay. Now, out of those 5, you might see this on the exam, only 4 of them have to be brokers. 4 of them must be brokers. Now, on the 4th one out of that, the 5th one out of that 5, the 5th one out of that 5 can either be a broker, they can be a broker associate or a sales associate, okay? They can be a broker, they can be a broker associate or a sales associate. The other 4 out of that 5 must be brokers. Make sure you remember that one. There's 2 lay members, again, outside. Now, one little caveat. If you look closely, one of these 7 members of FREC must be 60 years of age or older. 60 years of age or older. Now, go ahead and put in the comments why you think they might have to be 60 years. One person must have to be 60 years age or older. Put in the comments why you think that might be the case. Okay. That's very important to remember that one because they're going to throw that in at the very end. Okay. Why do you think one of them might need to be 60 years of age or older? Experience, Christina. Good job. Experience, right? Maybe experience. And then think about Florida in general, right? Florida in general has got a huge older population, right? A lot of folks that come to Florida, they retire, they come down. Knowledge and wisdom's another good one. Excellent. Beautiful Jenkins, another one. Fairness and experience, right? They have that fairness experience. They have a little different worldly view on things. So that's really important. Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. So remember, we got this down, a real quick overview of FREC. There's 7 members on FREC. Okay. 7 members on FREC. 5 of them must be real estate professionals, right? Out of those 5, 1 can be either a broker. They can either be a broker associate or a sales associate. Okay. That's very important to remember that. Now, out of that total of 7, 1 person out of that 7 must be the age of 60 years or older. Now, I haven't added this question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you while I got you because we're on a roll. Who appoints FREC members? Who appoints FREC members? Anybody know the answer to that? Who appoints FREC members? I'm going to throw a piece of Halloween candy to the first person who gets it. Okay. Who appoints FREC members? Okay, that's what I want to know. Who appoints FREC members? Anybody know that one off the top of their head? All right, good. Got one. We got an answer. Beautiful Jenkins. Good one. The governor and they are confirmed by the Senate. Okay, very good. Got both of them on that one. Good job on that. Very good. Very good. Okay. It's good to see that participation. All right. Confirmed by the Senate. Let's go to the next question. Remember, on the state exam, we got this FREC one down. We're going to be good on this one. Guarantee. Okay. Question number 2. An unlicensed associate may not do which of the following? Which of the following? I'm going to go ahead and take myself off just a little bit so you guys can see the whole thing. Which of the unlicensed associate may not do which of the following? Can they sign a listing contract? I'm going to tell you, probably not, right? Compute commissions. Okay. Not going to be able to do that either. Okay. They're not going to be able to compute commissions, right? I'm sorry. They're going to be able to, let me go back. Can they compute commission checks? That is a clerical duty. They can do that. Prepare advertising for broker approval. Okay. Prepare advertising. They can do that as well because it's going to get broker approval. Deposit trust monies. Okay. An unlicensed associate may not do which of the following. Okay. On this one, it's going to be the first one. It's going to be A, right? A. Remember, if you're unlicensed, think of that person as being a clerical person. They're going to be able to help out with the checks. They're going to be able to add the numbers up. They're going to be able to prepare for advertisement because they do that a lot. As long as it gets approved by the broker, we're good. And they can go ahead and run to the store or run to the bank and get money for deposits. So the answer on this one is going to be A. Good job, Christina, Albania. Nice work. Christina, I got it. A2. I like that. Some of them are jumping on, right? Okay, so just think of unlicensed people. They can do clerical work. They cannot go out and deal and work with the public. Now, you might see an exam question where they say, can you do showings? They cannot do showings, right? If you're unlicensed, you cannot do showings. Now, there's one little exception that they do allow. It's a little bit of a gray area, right? There's a little bit of a gray area where if they are working in an open house, that unlicensed person is allowed to provide material to the person who walks in, but they cannot answer any questions. They can basically say, here's the material, here's the information on the house. That's all they can do. Okay. So think about it. They're not allowed to really communicate with the prospective buyers or sellers. They can't sign a listing contract. They really have to be really stuck to clerical work. Okay, so when you see that on the state exam, you'll know exactly how that comes through. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick. If a sales associate employs an unlicensed person assistant to help with real estate property management, the unlicensed assistant may not collect rent payments from tenants, deposit rent payments in the bank, place for rent sale signs on property, show rental property to a potential tenant. Okay, pretty much they're not allowed to go out and be involved with the public. Okay, question number 3. La said, can they host an open house? This is going to be a very tough one on the state exam. If you see on the state exam, can they show houses? Make sure you say no, 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 no. Okay. One thing that they can do, they can be at an open house, but they can only provide information. They cannot answer questions. Does that make sense? Okay. I got that one there. They cannot provide and answer the questions. All right. Very good. All right. Let's go ahead on this third question. Let's go on this third question. Which of the following is true of a tenancy in common? Tenancy in common. Which of the following is true on a tenancy in common? The co-owners must be related. The owners enjoy an indivisible interest. The tenants must acquire the interest at the same time. Okay. The tenants must pay equal amounts for their interest in the estate. The tenants must pay equal amounts for their interest in the estate. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of time to go ahead and answer that question. We got beautiful Jenkins over here putting D. Christina, I like that one. D, I think. It's a good one. D, I think. We got a B. Okay, we got a B. Let's see. Debbie, got a B. All right, good. Okay, on this one, this is going to be the owners enjoy an indivisible or undivided interest in the property. The owners enjoy an indivisible or undivided interest in the property. Let's go ahead and break this one down a little bit. Okay, let's break this one down. An undivided interest is an interest in the entire property rather than ownership of a particular part of the property. In other words, if I have a person I am in this relationship with together, we don't own a portion, even though one maybe paid a little bit more for it than the other. We don't own a portion. We have an undivided share in it. So if we're in a relationship, or I should say ownership, if we're in an ownership with tenancy in common, we own that home, but we don't have it broken down to like, you own half, I own half. Even though maybe one person put a little bit of extra money in, it's still ownership. Okay. Now, what we've got to understand is when one person, if you're tenancy in common, when one person passes on, that ownership will go to their heirs. Okay. That will go to their heirs. In other words, if I am in a situation where I purchased a house with somebody that is a friend of mine, I go ahead and buy a house with them. We buy it, we own it. If my friend would pass or I would pass, that would go on to my friend's family, or if it was me that passed, it would go on to my family, depending on who I had in the will, or that piece would be. It would not be the survivor. It wouldn't be my friend that gets the house. It would be pushed on to either my family or the other owner's family if he passes. Does that make sense? Just want to make sure you guys are clear on that. Okay, so when you got tenancy in common, that means it goes on to family, right? So let's look at this. Susan holds 2/3. Susan holds 2/3 of the interest in the property. Okay. of the entire property, and Kelly owns 1/3 interest in the entire property. When Susan and Kelly die, their interest in that property will descend to their heirs. On Susan's death, for example, her 2/3 of interest of property will descend to her legal heirs as instructed in the will. So in other words, if when she passes, 2/3 will go to them. If I were to pass, or Kelly in this case were to die, then only 1/3 would go. Okay, so just make sure you understand the difference. Let me ask you this question real quick while I got you. Which type of ownership is owned through the marriage? Which one is owned through the marriage? Anybody know that one? Okay, real quick on that. Which one is owned through the marriage? You're going to see that on the state exam for sure. Anybody know which one is owned through the marriage? Now, we have this called tenancy in the entireties, right? Tenancy in the entireties. That is going to be perfect. That's going to be owned by the marriage. If you have a tenancy in the entire situation, that's going to be owned by the marriage. If, for whatever reason, the marriage does not go, it would come back to a different type of ownership. Tenancy in common could come back into that. But if the marriage was dissolved through a divorce, that tenancy in the entireties does not uphold anymore. Okay, it would come back into the joint tenancy, right? Everybody good with that? So remember, if you're talking about marriage, it's going to be the word entireties. So that's all you need to remember for the state exam. If you see the word entireties, the ownership is going to be the marriage that actually owns that. If that marriage dissolves, then it would revert down to a different type of ownership. Okay, depending on how the judge set that up. All right, just want to make sure you guys are good with that, and that's just a little extra little tidbit for you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next question that you're going to see for sure on the state exam, or something very similar. Is Florida a lien theory or a title theory state? Is Florida a lien theory or a title theory state? Can you tell me which they are? Is Florida a lien theory or a title theory state? Debbie, here we go. Let's see if Debbie's got it. Debbie. Sorry, guys. I thought I had the question up there. I apologize. Let's see what Debbie's got. Lien theory. Lien theory. Okay. Good job. Lien theory. Word association works. How do you remember if Florida's a lien theory? I like to remember it's like an upside down L, right? Okay, so it's upside down L, or really, I've heard it before, is Florida's really lean, okay, very lean. Or maybe Florida has a lot of lean bodies in it, right? Okay, that could be one. Lien theory state. Florida's lean. It's upside down L. A lot of people say that as well. We're a lien theory state, but it's important that we know what it is, but we also need to know why it is this, or what lien theory and title theory mean. Okay, let's go ahead and review that real quick. Okay, let's review that. It's a lien theory state. And why is that? And how is that? I'm going to take myself off again. Okay, now, today, most states, including Florida, are lien theory states. The borrower in a lien theory state, the borrower retains the title to the property. So Florida is pretty cool, right? That's a cool thing. In Florida, we actually get to keep the title in our possession. Okay, we get to hold on to it. Okay, we get to keep that title in our possession, and we get to hold on to it, right? That's really cool. But the lender goes ahead, and what they do is they put a lien on our property. So we can't just go ahead and say, I got the title, I'm going to sell it, because there's a lien on that property. as soon as I finish paying it, whether it be a 15-year mortgage, 30-year mortgage, whatever the case may be, as soon as I get done paying it, then my lender releases that lien. Okay, my lender releases the lien. Okay, so that's a good way to remember that. Lien theory, L upside down L. Florida is really cool because we get to carry and keep the title. Now, if you own a car and you don't own that car, okay, or you drive it every day, but if the bank owns it, they're going to keep that title till you pay it off. That's going to be a title theory situation, okay? Just so you can remember that. What's going to happen in a title theory state is you will go to closing, you will see a copy maybe of your title, but the lender is going to go ahead and hold that. As soon as you're done paying that title off, as soon as you're finished with that title, they're going to go ahead and they're going to give you that. They're going to give you that title. Okay. You're going to get it then. So if you think of Florida, Florida's lien theory. Okay. It's long and lean. When you purchase a house, you get to keep the title. The lender puts a lien on it. When you pay your mortgage off, okay, when you pay it off, then the lender goes ahead and releases that lien, and then you're good. The title theory, okay, you actually do not get to keep the title to that house. The bank keeps it. When you finish, they will go ahead and send a letter of satisfaction that you paid off that mortgage, and then they'll give you that. Okay, is everybody good with that one? All right, very good, very good. Let's go and talk about the next question. The next question, question number 5. Question number 5. Okay. Which of the following defines actual notice? Which of the following defines actual notice? Let's talk about this. It is a notice published by a newspaper. Let's call a big one on that one. Big X, right? It is knowledge one could have or should have obtained. Okay. Not on that one. It is a notice explicitly stated in a legal documented, right? No, it's not going to be that. It is a knowledge received or imparted through direct experience, okay, or direct handoff. I always like to think of it like this. When you have an actual notice, it's actually physically being handed from one person to the other, okay? Believe it or not, back in the day, what they used to do back in the day is when you bought a piece of land, they would actually go in the middle of the town square. They would go in the middle of the town square and they would hand a piece of that land, maybe a twig or a rock or a stone, and they would hand it to the other person. And everybody got to witness that. That would be an actual notice, okay? That would be an actual notice, okay? Very good. So this one's going to be D. The answer is going to be D in that one. In person, actual notice in person. Now, when you see, we'll go back here, and you see the word constructive. You see the word constructive notice. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. Actual notice is if it's actually in person. If you see the word constructive notice, all constructive notice is a notice that's being filed at the courthouse. Okay, so it's going to be documented, it's going to be signed, it's going to be constructive notice, it's going to be put in with the clerk of courts and with the documents of the purchase of the home. Okay, so when you see that word actual, that means it's going to be in person, it's going to be handed off. You see the word constructive, that's going to be documents that are going to be signed. It's not going to be that actual handoff. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Anything you guys want to bring up with me? One thing I do want to do, and I always like to try to do this, I have got a very, very, very good, and I just got the rights to sell it. This is a handbook. This is a prep guide. Okay, this prep guide is really, really cool. It's got all kinds of different good information in it. I've got it actually staked out. It's a Florida real estate exam prep guide. It's got quizzes. It's got a whole math section. It's got all the information that you guys are going to need. Now, if you go ahead and hit that link, I think it's regularly like $27. If you hit it now, it's like $18.90. But you've got to put Cram Cram 2022 in there. Cram 2022. I'm going to type that in if you want to get that book, right? Cram 2022. That's going to be your coupon code. Cram 2022. If you want to get this book, it's great. It's thick. It's like 288 pages. The good thing about it, it comes with like 3 other manuals that I have. Okay, 2 or 3. A math. There's math in here as well. And then there's a summary guide and all that stuff. So go ahead and grab that book. It's going to be really good for you. What we're going to do is we're going to come on here. I'm going to try to get on here a couple times a week, do these quick little sessions. It really helps. It goes on Facebook. The group is great. Keep putting stuff on the group. Anything I can do to try to help make things a little bit easier, I'll do that for you. We've been on, believe it or not, we've been on already like 30 minutes. So it's been time goes by fast. I find if we stay real long on here, it can kind of get a little bit. Tell you again how to get the book. Okay, very good. Let me go ahead and give you that information. The book, if you click the link right here, I think it'll come up. I think you can click it from here. If it should show up in the comments. If not, as soon as I get done, I'll put the link there. But make sure when you check out, because if not, if you don't do this, it's going to be $27. When you check out, make sure to put Cram 2022 on it. Cram 2022. It's not a hard copy. You will get delivered immediately. It's a PDF. Okay. It comes to your thing. Facebook folks, let me go ahead and see if I can do it on Facebook right now. I can probably do it on Facebook. Let me see if I can go ahead and do it on Facebook. I got to maybe refresh a little bit here. Let me see if I can do it. And I'll put it on there for you just so you guys got it. It's the good thing about it is it's PDF, but it is searchable. Okay, it is searchable. Okay, and then there it is, Cram 2022. Okay, the book is fantastic. It comes out to it's like 18. I think it's $18. All right. Get back to StreamYard. Make sure you get it in there. Any questions? Let me know. Any questions? We are going to have a Cram class. The Cram class is going to be November 5th. November 5th. I'll put that link on there as well. We do this very similar in there. It's a little bit faster paced. When I say that, we go through the whole thing. It's a lot of information. I love this session. Are they recorded? Christine, this is going to be in there. This is going to be on the Facebook page. So you'll be able to watch this tomorrow if you want. I'm not going to take it down. The YouTube, I usually keep them up. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one up, but on the Facebook page, it's going to be there. Okay, for sure. It's going to be on the YouTube page as well. I'll keep it up. No problem. Okay. I'm going to be trying to do these as much as I can. I definitely need you guys to get in those Cram classes. The Cram classes are fantastic. They come with a lot of information, a lot of books. People do very well. Most people get through the exam on the first try is our goal. And if not, they usually get close. But most everybody does pretty good on it. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions? I like that. Christina's putting awesome up there. Session. It's great. It's good because you guys will remember when it comes to the state exam, there's the link there. I think you guys probably got it into Facebook. I don't know if you got it on the YouTube. Let me see if I can go on the YouTube and do the same thing. I'm hoping I can. I can get that link on there. Yeah, I think I can. Let's see. Hoping I can. Might get a little bit loud here. Yeah, I think I can. Let's see. Yeah, it's messing up a little bit. Yeah. I'll put the link on there if you're on YouTube, okay? Anybody have any questions? How many let's see here. How many in November? We're going to actually, what's pretty cool about it, in November, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a class on November 5th. November 5th is going to be a Saturday. Then that's going to be a full day. That's going to go from 9 to 5. And then we're going to do one starting on Tuesday and a Wednesday. And those are going to be 2 classes. Same class, but it's going to be on Tuesday night from 5:30 to 9:30. And then again from the next night on Wednesday, on the 9th, it's going to be from 5:30 to 9:30. Okay. So yeah, you're going to have a couple opportunities to get in there. Okay. Question. Can you use the book on iPhone? Absolutely. What's great about the book, it comes in the PDF. And what I do is I go into if you go into your app called Books on your iPhone, Books on your iPhone, go into that little app right there called Books. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get it where it doesn't shine too much. If you go into Books, you click on that Books right there. And what's great about it is it comes up as a PDF. And the neat thing is you can go ahead and you can search through it. This is the math section, but you can search through it and you can go. It's hard to see it on here because the screen is bright, but you can search through everything. You got all the questions. There's all kinds of questions on there. So yeah, I'd love to see it. Perfect. Okay. Any other questions? I'm here to answer anything I can. You guys have been great. Fantastic. Good group of people. I love this group. Anything I can do, just let me know. I'm here for you. Okay. We're going to be heading out. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's attention. We'll be back again. So we're going to keep doing these as much as we can. Thank you guys.